sun, chariot of fire, burning with desire as he runs the race. Half light, the moon is always knowing.
Hey guys, this is Ashen Wolf here, and today we're going to talk about sexual healing for women specifically because I am a woman and I am a woman that has sexual PTSD like hell and back, and I have learned how to have a healthy sex life, so I'm going to impart my knowledge onto you. I'm also a hypnotherapist, completion process facilitator, parts work facilitator. We're going to be talking about sexual healing today. In today's world, women do not know how to own what they like in bed, and they don't even know how to own that they get to have pleasure in bed, that they get to have it the way that they want it, that they get to have boundaries. Men are so freaking demanding and about me, and this goes all the way back to the old 1950s belief of the woman must completely serve the man and take care of his needs, from the church that sex is dirty and wrong and shameful, but also that the woman must serve the man and keep him happy and please her husband. Our little physiological bodies are shutting down from experiencing pleasure. If you're someone who's like, I have no idea why I can't get turned on, why I'm not enjoying sex, you are someone who is suffering from this belief that you don't get to actually own your pleasure in sex, because our physical bodies are literally designed to get turned on as hell and to enjoy sex and to like sex and to procreate and all of these things. So if your physiological body is not telling that you're liking sex and that you're into sex and that you want sex, you have some healing to do. And it's not that everybody has to be into sex, but yes, if you are having a thing where you're really not into wanting sex or having sex or being turned on, you have some sexual trauma to look at. You have some experiences or some beliefs that are super painful or shameful around sex. The physiological body responds. I've met men who have a problem with getting an erection, but I've also met women who have had a problem with their pelvis closing in, with not getting it in the right direction or the right hole or the right position, right? And their physiological body is saying no to sex. This is something that we get to look at because it is absolutely tragic to me that women today don't know how to speak up for themselves sexually. They don't know that they get to have boundaries. They don't know that they get to respect themselves, that they get to have pleasure, and that sex gets to be about as much of what they like in bed as it is their man or their partner or whatever sexual partner they want or gender they want. Maybe they want a female, but also feel the same way. We're not speaking up for pleasure, and we don't even know that we get to have pleasure as women today. And I'm talking like, if you are terrified to touch yourself or tell people that you touch yourself, if you're afraid of self-pleasure and self-touch, that also is a big signal that there's shame for you around your body, around sex. One of the biggest healing experiences is to just start with self-pleasure, and this doesn't have to always be sexual. We are sexual beings, and it's not always about getting that orgasm from your sexual organs. Anywhere that you touch your body can be sexual and can be a sexual response. So just by touching your face, you're telling your body, I love you. There's a pleasure that you get out of moving your hand over your skin. We literally have a hormonal response to either someone else touching us in a sensual or erotic way, or a loving way, or touching ourselves in that way, like playing with your hair, touching and playing with your breasts and your nipples, rubbing your thighs, telling yourself how beautiful you are while you do it, really just allowing yourself to feel positive around your body and to re-experience that pleasure is okay and to own that pleasure is okay. and it's the safest to do it in self-pleasure because there's no one else involved. And so if you have sexual trauma or whatever, it's an easier healing experience to start with yourself. There is a lot of body shaming in the women's world today. We have the media telling us that women should look this way, that our vaginas should be this colored and our boobs should look like this, and we should not have any blemishes, and there's Photoshop, and there's like complete body dysmorphia. Every single woman out there has different colors, different varieties, different shapes, different imperfections and beauties. Every single woman on this planet, there is no such thing as perfect. There's only such thing as more physically attractive, and that's not a bad thing because you have other values to own within yourself. Really deprogramming and dehypnotizing yourself out of the stigma that women look like that or should look like that, and really educate yourself on what other women's bodies look like, and talk to men who are attracted to that and who don't give a shit. Like, talk to a man and be like, do you really care what color her vagina is? And dehypnotize yourself, and then have healing, healthy experiences and safe touch with women as well. If you were traumatized by the opposite gender, having sensual and safe, healthy, platonic, physical connection experiences, or platonic, even sensual experiences, actual sexual experiences with the same gender can be incredibly healing. So having a safe women container and feminine sisters to talk about your past experiences with men and your past trauma with men, and a sisterhood, a women's circle to go to and get that support with and feel less alone with that. Like being held by women and being more open with, this is what my body looks like, and letting women embrace your body and letting them love you. Like, I was in this women's circle once, and I even wanted to take off my shirt and show them this new bra that I had gotten for the dates I was going on, but I was like, I just felt called to wear this new bra for you guys first. And they all were like, wow, that's such a beautiful bra and it looks so nice. And they were staring at my bare body in this bra, and they were supporting me and building me up. And that was so healing for me, to have my sisters celebrate my body and make my body okay. We were showering each other with petals, flower petals, and saying beautiful things and containing each other. And we were just sharing about our past painful experiences with men and how harsh dating is, and how toxic and harsh men can be, and how sexually demanding they are. And sharing that with my sisters felt so good, and it felt like such a safe support, and just getting hugs from them and feeling contained in a safe way, having safe, nourishing, platonic cuddles. The next thing with sexual healing is boundaries. We need to re-own our boundaries. If we've been sexually abused, sexually traumatized, raped, molested as a child, we need to re-own our boundaries. And that might be that when I go on dates, I tell them, yeah, you're not getting sex until I say you're getting sex, and that could be months. You can be like, well, you can't touch anything underneath my pants. You can touch this, but not this. And you can kind of build yourself up with different layers, and you can tell them what feels safe to you and what doesn't feel safe to you, and maybe just own, I don't want anything sexual with you for months. I'm dating you, and we're gonna see where things go in a safe way first. Owning your boundaries. If you're already with a partner, I don't want to have sex tonight. I don't want to have sex for this month. I don't want to have sex for multiple months. Sometimes we need to go with no sex for a period of time to actually want sex again with our own free will, and this is a part of the healing experience to do that. And to really, really, really practice boundaries. If you have a current partner or a new partner, to really practice telling them in any way, even if it's through text message, because you can't do it through their face, this is what's okay for me and this is what's not okay for me, and really trying to figure out what that is. With people that have been sexually abused, they don't even know what their boundaries are. It's safer to just make really big, extreme, extensive no sex boundaries until you can kind of learn what those boundaries may be and grow and play with them. A lot of women who have been sexually traumatized take a long time to actually get turned on and to feel safe, and we're talking like 30 to 45 minutes. Women have a real problem with getting penetrated way too soon, so they're letting the man inside of them way before their vagina is relaxed and ready to actually receive that man. It's a state of receiving. And we force those boundaries, and we force our yoni to be in a receptive state before she's ready, and she's like this flower that we're just crushing. We need to let her open her petals slowly at her own pace and time and get all juicy and ready for that man to come in. And it needs to feel like a yes, I am so ready for that before you actually let him enter you. If you do not feel 1000% ready in that moment to let him in, and if you need more time, you're violating your own boundaries, you're violating your own body, and you're giving your body the message that it doesn't matter and you have to be ready when I tell you you're ready. And it's just this harsh energy. We have to really start respecting our bodies and learning about our bodies and educating ourselves. And one of the things I'll educate you on today is that not everybody has the same sexual pleasures. Not everybody likes sex the same way, and your partner could like sex a completely different way than you like sex. So there's 5 different ways, and this is talked about on Goop with Gwyneth Paltrow. So it's kinky, so somebody that likes something that's kind of like under the radar, not socially accepted, or like that kind of like I'm doing something bad and wrong, dirty kind of feeling. Some people, so that's like a kinky turn on. And then some people like sexual turn on, so that's like literally you're by touching my sexual organs or seeing your sexual organs or some interaction with your sexual organs, that's how I'm getting turned on. Like, and then there's some people that are turned on by an energetic building. So that's kind of like seeing your partner next to you and playing out what sex could be like with them and getting turned on by how they look, feeling that energy, and not even having any like physical contact or the slightest like even like feeling like kind of a coming towards contact of the body and not actually making contact. So that's like energetic. And then sensual is like, you know, I want to be sensually felt up. I want candles and setup and music and play that's kind of sensual in nature. Another one is energetic with sensual. So somewhere in the middle. And everybody has multiple that are stronger for them and multiple that are less strong for them. So you need to kind of like learn about what you like and what you don't like and which one is more you, and then you need to communicate that with your partner. Another thing that's huge with sex is hardness and softness. I am somebody that is a sub, and I am extremely soft when it comes to sex. I like sensual, I like energetic sex, and I like something that is like super soft, super nourishing, super safe container. Like soft, safe encounters is what I need. And some people like super fast paced, super let's go, super hard, super intense. Like they can't even feel turned on unless they're being freaking tied up. They need to play with different role plays, and they need things to be moving in different positions and this and that, and they're not gonna get turned on otherwise. So first of all, you need to find someone who's compatible to you sexually. And that doesn't mean that they have to like everything that you like. It has to mean that they're open to trying it and that they'd like to try it, and that there's a middle ground for you, how sex can make it good for both of you without sacrificing your boundaries or doing stuff that doesn't turn you on or that really doesn't feel good in any way. Giving each other a bit of both of what you want in all ways that don't sacrifice your own boundaries or feel bad to you in any way. You can write a sex needs list for your partner and have them write one for you. And you can also play around. There's different lists online that give you ideas like, would you have a threesome? Lots of different ideas of different kinds, like sex in the shower, whatever, to make that list yes or no, and for you and your partner to each week make one and to give you ideas of new things to try. The biggest thing more than anything though is that we need to communicate. Please communicate what you want in bed with your partner. Please rip off the band-aid. Please go through whatever shame's going on in the internal world so that you can communicate what you want with your partner. We need to communicate before sex. We need to communicate in the relationship about sex. We need to communicate during sex. This is what I want, right? And you can make it like super hot too, like, ooh, do it this way, baby. Come on, turn like that, you know, and lead them and tell them and command them, and, you know, if they're into that, or just find a way with their turn-ons to be like, no, actually, this is what I want. And more importantly, stop doing it this way. Sex is one of those things where you're giving someone your like energy and you're opening up to them. And so if you communicate them in a way that they receive as rejection or damaging or doing something wrong or failure in any way, it's extremely damaging for that person. So find a way to communicate your boundaries before they actually do them, or redirect them. Don't just say, don't do that, I don't like that, unless it really crossed your boundaries in that moment and you didn't have an opportunity to previously express it. And try to find a way to say, I didn't like that, don't do that again, in a soft way and in a way that is kind of owning them, because again, how you communicate to someone during sex is incredibly important, because it can be incredibly damaging to the opposite, to your relationship and to their relationship with their own bodies. But learn to speak up, learn to say what you like in bed, learn to direct them. Don't be so afraid to speak about sex that you don't talk about how you can have a better sex life and how you can have pleasure. Break free of the hypnotic paradigm that has been brought up by the church that sex is this dirty, wrong, shame thing. Please, people, own your damn sex life and move towards sexual healing and allow yourself to flourish, to blossom, and be that magical wild woman that you are. I love you.